What up? That was almost synchronized. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the pod. We are here as always with just checking in and two of your favorite people to listen to. Everybody's favorite uncle, me, Uncle Don Don. Joined by my brother in blue over here,
Hey,
Paul, aka
Mr. Qualified. Y'all know how this goes. Brother in Blue is diabolical work.
I mean, it does look like you glowing a little bit. You kind of look like the urban version of a homeboy from Sky High. You know, his superpower was a highlighter. You giving you giving the urban version of that.
First of
Oh,
all,
you were Sky High Keith Lee. Yeah.
first of all, that is a throwback. Talking about Sky High first and foremost. But this isn't a good blue though. This is a good pop blue. So I get the glowing aspect. It's the color is there. There's a color pop for sure. But but yeah, man, no. How's this last week been? Yeah, this is post birthday that me and you are talking. So the episode they saw last week was pre-birthday. It's post birthday. How you feeling? You feeling any older? Feeling any more spry? You know?
Definitely not. My knee been hurting for the last 4 days.
From from what? Or just because?
Hard to pinpoint. I think it's just from breathing.
It'd be like that.
I don't know. Every time I go to move it, I'm like, "Ooh, that shouldn't be there." No, but I feel good though. I'm in my lull from the birthday. We are also, recording on the day we normally wouldn't, so the energy is still not rah rah rah. But I mean, I'm chilling. It's a day to fight anxiety. So you dress like Sky High is giving me some motivation. Also, I would be mad as hell if I showed up to a Morgan Park function and all of the people in my class turned into teenage superheroes.
I don't even want to know what superpowers Chicago niggas would have and what they would do with it, to be honest. Y'all are too diabolical to have superpowers. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, could you imagine? Or if you were like power charged by your neighborhood. When
Jesus.
I tell you it would be a cease and desist sent to the West Side, I would like, not for me. Shout
Uh,
out to whoever is from the West Side listening to us. Just invite me over before 7.
on to more important things. Either the day that this drops, the date that we are going to talk about is tomorrow, or it's dropping on this day. But what we will be focusing on today and just checking in on is the king of pop. So yes, Michael left us how? Oh, 09? Was that 15 years ago?
If
Jesus.
the math is right, yeah, I think it was '09 though.
What?
I Do you remember where you were when you found out that we lost Mike?
I want to say I was at home. I want to say, but then again, I don't know. Could have been in the car. It was car or home. One or two. One or two. But I remember not recognizing how big it was at the time. Like I remember kind of just being like, I mean, yeah, I know who Michael Jackson is, but people pass when they get old, don't they? Like, I mean, that would show my age a little bit. That was my thought, in 2009. I was 13. Yeah, I hadn't even turned 14 yet. I was 13. So, um, I didn't understand the magnitude of his passing at the time until it was 2 weeks later and everybody was still talking about it. And all that was on the TV was Michael Jackson specials, and they was rerunning an American Dream on every black television station for 2 or 3 months. But yeah, it was house or car for me. What about you?
Hmm. I do remember where I was. I never thought about the age difference, which we are not that far off in age. But when you say things like I was 13 or however old you are, I was in college.
You were.
And granted, that math can still math to be correct. But when you hear like 13 in college, it's like, damn, it's like Hold on. But no, I was freshman, obviously, maybe if that math is right. But either way, I
Yeah.
was at the doctor's office.
Mm.
I was at the doctor's office, and unlike you being young and unaware of who Michael Jackson was, I very much knew who Michael Jackson was. Don't defend it. Don't even just let it go.
No,
Um,
I didn't get the magnitude. It's not the same thing.
no. However, I was in the middle of getting an allergy test, and the two nurses, I mean, I don't know if this matters or not, but yes, they were black. Um,
It
right.
matters. That definitely matters for this
They
context.
they stopped what they was doing was like, girl, did you hear Michael Jackson just died? She was like, well, we lost Michael Jackson. And like I'm hearing it, but I'm not processing it for real. Not because I didn't know who he was, but because I had an active needle in my arm. Like, are you gonna finish drawing this blood real quick? Like, I also haven't eaten. So now they talking, hopefully they can multitask well, but they're talking, drawing this blood about losing Michael Jackson and how they need to take off work and all this other stuff. I don't know if they were supposed to take as much blood as they did, or if I was just not aware of that. Because after it was all said and done, they patched me up and was like, "You know who Michael Jackson is?" And we had that conversation. I was like, "Of course I know. I'm not Qualls." Um, I almost passed out because I had really had not had that much to eat. So they thought I was like dizzy from the shock of Michael Jackson. And I was like, "Yo, can you give me some plasma back, please?" So yeah, I knew where I was when I found out he passed. So yeah.
In my defense, because I will defend this, because my mom will strike me down if I'm on this podcast about I didn't know. I knew who Michael Jackson was, and I knew of the main songs, his like biggest songs at the time. What I'm saying is to the world, like who Michael Jackson was to the world, I did not know outside of the Michael Jackson we experienced. That's about the only context I had to how big Michael Jackson was to the world at said time.
So at said time, did you know he used to be darker?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
I did
So
know
you
that. I
know the
knew
young.
about vitiligo. I knew about vitiligo by that time.
Okay.
Okay. Also, at that time, he wasn't necessarily cleared of the allegations yet, so that was a big part of who he was as well. So maybe that's why I didn't know as much at that age. I don't know, but
Did you know who Bubbles was?
did know who Bubbles was.
Oh, okay. Well, you knew who he was. You
That's
just out here.
that's what I'm saying. I just didn't understand the world context of like why it mattered so much. But a difference, for example, when Prince died,
Oh.
I understood. Like I got it at that point. I was like, oh no, this is a big deal. Side note, when Prince died, I I text my mama I text my mama the lyrics to Purple Rain.
Oh, why?
Just
Why?
because Prince had died. And so in my mind, I was just like, I'm thinking she'd have heard. So I'm thinking we just go have a moment of exchanging Prince lyrics or something. She was very confused. That was,
And
but
you were in college by this point, no?
yes, yes, because Prince was 2016.
2016, I was in grad school and worked in engineering. Absolutely hated that place. But we all found out at the same time and like leaned in the hallway and somebody came in like the lobby and was like, y'all, Prince died. And we all like got up and walked downtown and like got a drink, went to lunch or something to like it was a pre-repass, if you will. Then shortly after that, we all quit our jobs. So
That is such a you talk about that time so much. We'll have to really dig into that time in another episode. But in honor of King of Pop, his birthday coming around. Uh Virgo, yeah, because we about to be in Virgo season. But yeah, so we are going to do, or we are going to try to compile a consensus list between us, at least us two, of Michael Jackson's top 10 songs. We will see if we will want to put it in order once we get the 10 songs, but we are not going to make any promises because that will just make it even more difficult. But he has, I mean, I don't even know if we're going to really be able to agree on a 10 because some of these debates are probably going to be pretty impossible. But do you feel like you have any that are like for sure. Like they in there somewhere, not on the cusp. They there. They in the 10.
Yeah.
Okay, how many fall into that category for you though?
Before I answer that, is this a worldview of Mike in this 10, or is this a personal view of Mike in this 10?
So important. That's so important. It's hard. I don't want us to not go personal per se. I mean, we can do our personal. We can do our personal.
Okay, because if it's my personal, I'm gonna argue that two or not, we can get there.
Okay.
But in terms of my personal, if I probably have like three or four that are definitely in there. Like that would be Remember the Time, that would be Thriller, PYT, and Smooth Criminal.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's a guaranteed four.
Remember the time and Thriller are guarantees for me. Rock with You is a guarantee for me personally. Um, I feel like honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. After Remember the Time, Thriller, and Rock with You, for me, I feel like a lot is just up for it's just up for debate. It depends on the day. It depends on when the last time I heard the song for real. Cause like so a song like The Lady in My Life, right? It's hard because if somebody was to put it in 10, I have absolutely no argument, right? But I personally feel like it's on the cusp because I can't say that Michael Jackson songs don't stand out, but I just think that if I was going to randomly name 10 Michael Jackson songs, I don't think The Lady in My Life would be in those first 10 that I named. So that's also kind of what I'm going off of because I can think of what my favorites are, but I'm also thinking of what are the songs that you first think of when you when somebody say name five Michael Jackson songs. Like what are the first five songs that's going to come to mind? Thriller is going to be one of them, and Remember the Time is going to be one of them for sure. But I think after that, I think it could be up. It could be any combination for the other three if that was like the prompt.
Yeah, because what is it, Lady in My Life? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
My Lady in My Life would be Dirty Diana.
Ooh,
I do not think that that makes an objective top 10, and if it does, it's number 10.
fair.
So
Fair.
I would argue for Dirty Diana, but I don't think that it is Mike's top 10 song. I do think that people would name it before they would Lady in My Life.
They would. I don't know. Dirty Diana might be in that 10. I'm not gonna lie.
It may be, but I do think once we add some other songs in there, that Dirty Diana is going to slowly move down the list
I can see that.
and
So
could mess around and be honorable mention at 11, or it could sit
mhm.
comfortably at like a 9, 10.
Yeah, yeah, and I so how you feel about Don't Stop Till You Get Enough?
Um, it makes me want to play the Wii. I
Fair.
think it's a, I wouldn't put it in my top 10. It's a great song. I think similar to what we just said, like we can put it there and then throw songs out and probably move it down.
That's real. I personally don't think I would take Don't Stop Till You Get Enough over Rock With You.
No.
So yeah, so not to take away from the song that Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is. And it's hard because low key with Mike, you might have to like do categories. Like because some of the instrumentation on certain songs alone, you could argue it being a top 10 Mike song off of production alone.
Yeah. And to that point, like for you to, not know the severity and reach of Michael V. Jackson, we also would be looking at Mike in different eras, right?
Yeah,
Because some people know Mike and know Mike from Jackson 5,
right.
but those not the songs we're talking about. So you might catch like early Mike or people that just have followed him throughout. Then you got some late bloomers like maybe got introduced or reintroduced to Mike with what was it, the Invincible album,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's some bangers on there. I don't know that I would put all of them in my top 10, but it's some on there that I might fight for. So we got different eras of Mike too, but I don't know. Let's just throw them out and see where they fall.
Okay. So I think we have to start with Thriller. And Thriller makes it extremely difficult because Thriller, you can argue almost every song on Thriller if you really want to. Like, is Thriller the greatest album of all time to you?
Damn, it took the wind out of my sails because I think Usher Confessions is the greatest album of all time for me.
Okay.
I do think that Thriller probably has some contending power
For sure.
with that.
For
Like
sure.
I have nostalgia attached to Confessions, but Confessions also is objectively a really well-made album top to bottom.
Yes.
Um, the thing that is complicating this with me for these top 10 songs for Mike is
Mhm.
because I'm hearing music, but I'm seeing the we, so I have a visual. I'm also hearing music and I'm seeing the actual videos that I think elevate these songs even more because Remember the Time, great song, cool if you only heard it, right? But then you get the uh, and the Pharaoh joint and then all of this, the mop, like what? Like that makes it even like harder for me to put there, but
That's real. I feel that. Um, how you feel about Beat It?
it's top 10. And Mike is also like a dancer, right? So you have like rhythm association. Every time you hear a song, you immediately want to grab your belt and go beat it. You know,
Yeah.
you can't not do it. So definitely a top 10.
Oh, Human Nature.
Yeah, I was gonna throw that one out there because tell me why. Why? Human nature.
Yeah, no, that's Human Nature. That's in there. I don't think that's not debatable for me.
That's
Human
not
Nature.
debatable at all. I didn't say it first, but that is ooh, that song.
It's such a it's I don't know. I can't describe the feeling that I get when I hear Human Nature, but between the music, like how it sounds and how Mike sounds, it's just one of those really like I can't sing, but I'm singing Human Nature.
I was just thinking that. Well, I mean, yeah, not that you can't sing, but like you want to sing along with songs that you like. So if you can sing, Human Nature is a song that you can knock out the water. And if you hear other people do covers and these a cappella versions and groups, like it's cold. If you cannot sing and you sing Human Nature, you still kind of sound good a little bit. You know, it's just like, okay, this is safe. I kind of like this. But also like Human Nature is like a cool breeze on a hot ass day. Like it's just kind of refreshing when you hear it. You be like, hmm, why they do me that way? You know, it's just like yeah, shout
Oh,
out to
you
Mike.
really do be having those thoughts like why you you really will ask yourself why? Why?
Yeah. Then you start singing with your fingers and yeah.
Literally that part. Um, okay, we on to the bad era. How we feel about bad or the way you make me feel? Any of those undoubtedly top 10?
The way you make me feel over bad if I'm only looking at the song.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. If I'm looking at the song, I'd take the way you make me feel as well. How do you feel about Liberian Girl?
I don't. I
It don't
don't.
do it for you.
I mean, it was
I was
it's
gonna say
better.
the same. I was gonna say the same.
Yeah, it's shout out to whoever he may have been singing about, you know, and for my illiterate folks that say librarian girl, and some people have thought that it was librarian for a long time. Baby, I'm here to tell you it's been Liberian girl. Um, For the confusion alone, I can't put it in the top 10.
Okay. So now we get really spicy. Uh Man in the Mirror got to be in there, right? No?
This is why I asked in the beginning, is this an objective list or is this my list?
Okay.
Because wow, I don't think that is a terrible song, right? And I'm the first person to tell you that I believe in accountability and self-awareness. And if I told a songwriter that and they said, bet I got the perfect song for you, it's Man in the Mirror, I'd be like, oh, this makes sense. I don't really like that song.
I
I'm
don't
tired, really tired of hearing about his reflection and all of these other things. Like I could do without it. That is one half of the Michael Jackson songs that I could do without. The other one, since we're here, you already know what it is. It's
Oh.
Ben. And the damn song. I hate it and hate it. I loathe that song. Ben. First of all, it sounds sad as hell. Like you sound whiny. I mean, granted he was younger,
He was.
but why are you singing about a rat?
I mean, given the context that we now have, it's not necessarily the most surprising thing that he was singing about a rat.
Well, hold the song and sing about bubbles. That's more interesting. Sing about that big ass giraffe that you had in your backyard. Like I want to hear about that. But Stuart Little, I'm good on you. But Man in the Mirror, I could humble myself and put it at 9 for the moment if we are ranking them, but it is not high on my list.
Okay. Very fair, fair. How you feel about Dangerous, the album? Any songs off of there that you throwing into this top 10 conversation?
I
I
mean,
well, remember the time is on Dangerous, but Jam is a song that like Jam is a song that like stands out to me. I don't know if I would put it in his top 10. I don't know if it would be top 15 either. I just like Jam personally. But as I'm going through Dangerous, I still don't. Okay, I do have some personal favorites. I do like Who Is It?
okay.
I think Black or White, I think the music video does it for me for Black or White, but I don't think it would be top 10. Um Going Too Soon is just a sad ass song. um yeah, I don't know. Jam will be the only one that I maybe would even try to argue, but I don't think any of them are in the 10.
Other than Remember the Time, I don't think that we have top 10 contenders from Dangerous. I mean, like Heal the World, Black or White, the things that you've mentioned, like, yeah, options, but no.
That's real.
I think if they nominate Remember the Time as tribute from District Dangerous, then I think Katniss might get that one. Okay,
That's
we
that's a good representation. They represent it, you know. Okay, we go into Invincible. Now, like you said, Invincible got some sleepers on there. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, Heaven Can Wait might be 10.
I put it down as one of mine.
Heaven Can
I
Wait
mean,
might be 10.
first of all, even if you don't even like the song and don't want to put that in there, like if you just want to take some game out that song and say it to somebody, or Riz for my younger people listening, tell the angels no.
How
I
you
don't
keep the
want to
angels
leave my
know?
baby alone. I'm like, Mike, can you hold me? My God. Like somebody say that to me, please. Like that is how do you even think that you have enough gumption to tell God, hold on, me and my baby need a few more days together. You can't take her yet.
That's insane.
I just melted a little bit saying it. Like that one, that's up there.
And he really got a crazy 3 song run right there. Because he got Heaven Can Wait, You Rock My World, and Butterflies back to back to back like that.
I was gonna say 4 because you can't take out Break of Dawn.
You right. You right. You right.
Yeah.
My bad. My
Can't
bad.
take out Break of Dawn. Is Break of Dawn a top 10? No. You Rock My World for sure. So yeah, and first of all, that album, that was back when we were still buying CDs for real. Um, he was one of the first, if not the first artist that I was aware of that had multiple album covers for the same album. It wasn't like a deluxe edition or whatever. He had it Invincible. It was just his face in white, but then he did it in green and red and like blue or something like that. And I was like, damn, I want all of them. It was the same album though. But just for him tapping into Roy G. Biv, I was like, I'm gonna keep buying this.
Okay. So right now, I only have five that are for sure in our me and you top 10.
Which are
Remember the Time, Thriller, Beat It, Human Nature, You Rock My World. I have the other songs that we talked about. They just right now they just still in the docket. So it's still PYT, Smooth Criminal, Rock With You, Dirty Diana, Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, Heaven Can Wait.
as much as heaven is waiting, I think we don't have to.
I
That can
agree.
be
I
cut.
agree. Heaven Can Wait is the yeah, yeah, it's in there. It's in there. Will butterflies be in this 10? I didn't name butterflies, but will butterflies be in the 10?
I got heaven can't wait in my head. How does butterflies go? Let's hear the vocal stylings of Qualls.
Y'all not I'm not even about to disrespect.
Butterflies. Wait, you give me butterflies inside at night. Isn't that Floetry? No,
No.
no, it's Michael Jackson. What am I thinking of? Um, that's not top 10.
Okay. Is does Floetry have a song called Butterflies?
I don't know. Maybe Marsha Ambrosia's voice just makes me think of butterflies,
Hmm,
and maybe that's where that's coming from. That could be it.
that's a connection. Shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and say that PYT is in there.
Yes.
Yeah, PYT is definitely in there. Safe to put Rock With You in there.
In the top,
Yes.
that sounds about right.
Safe to put Smooth Criminal in there.
Until it's not, yes. Did we talk about Billie Jean?
You know what? I think we mentioned it, but I think we cruised past it.
Because
But
I
I
was going to say, do you put Billie Jean or Smooth Criminal? I would say Smooth Criminal.
oh, I would say Billie Jean. Only because okay. It depends on what we're looking at. Because Smooth Criminal is also associated with the most impossible dance move ever seen.
That's again why I'm like, I don't know because I'm hearing these songs, but I'm seeing the visuals.
But Billie Jean, I mean, the Chad is not my son. Okay? Because that's what he said. You can't convince me otherwise. He ain't say kid.
The Chad.
My mom never said the word kid. It was always some other word or name because of how he said it. But I don't know. That's dang, that's tough. Billie Jean or Smooth Criminal.
Um,
Well, we know we got a clip at least, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't decide.
you can throw both of them in until we condense it down, but I'm gonna probably say Smooth Criminal over Billie Jean. Um, I think I'd take a record over a pregnancy test.
Okay, that's one way to put, that's one way to put it. So as of right now, we have Remember the Time, Thriller, Beat It, Human Nature, You Rock My World, Heaven Can Wait, PYT, Rock With You, Smooth Criminal, and Billie Jean. So that is 10. The only other songs we have left in the docket are The Way You Make Me Feel and Man in the Mirror.
I know what I look like. I don't need a mirror, so I would vote to cut it.
So are you going to substitute The Way You Make Me Feel for something?
Yeah, I feel like that should be in like that. That is Mike. When you think of Michael Jackson, the way you make me feel, like And wasn't that used in the movie? When they were doing the promo for This Is It, the like instrumental. I could be making that up, but either way, I think of that song when I think of Mike, which you can't like negate the songs that automatically make you think of somebody. So, ooh, did we cut Heaven Can Wait?
uh, I mean, out of the 10, that seems like that would be the first one to go. Gun to my head, if I had to choose one, knowing that the way you make me feel is quintessential Michael, it would have to be Heaven Can Wait. And if I really want to save Heaven Can Wait, then Billie Jean will have to go.
I'm fine with Billie Jean going. I don't know Billie Jean. I don't have a son. I don't even know Chad. So they can all go in my book. Personally, I like Heaven Can Wait, but again, I gotta step out of my own bias and go with the way you make me feel.
Remember the Time, Thriller, Beat It, Human Nature, You Rock My World, Heaven Can Wait, PYT, Rock With You, Smooth Criminal, The Way You Make Me Feel. That is the 10.
The way that I just quickly did parts of the choreography for all of them songs in my head as you said it, I am out of breath. Woo.
So to give you another jump scare, you want to try to rank these 10? Talking about large gulp.
I mean, we could do a top three.
We can do that. Whew. Um, Remember the Time. Rock With You. EYT? Yeah, I think I'm settled on that.
That's a solid top three.
Yeah, it was so hard. I think I was stuck between PYT and Human Nature, to be honest. But I think PYT is the instrumentation.
And shout out to Tori Kelly, who has an amazing cover on YouTube of PYT that I think for that reason alone, it would have to be in my top three. In no particular order. Wait, Heaven Can Wait made the list. We cut it.
Heaven Can Wait made the list.
My top three in no particular order. Heaven Can Wait, PYT, and the third one is tough. Um, oh, remember the time?
I mean,
All of which low key are love songs. Remember the time. Remember the time when we fell in love. Also, the video, toxic as hell. Like he was bold, just about to steal
he
Eddie's
was.
girl, just right there.
I think that's a really good top 10. I think. I don't think you can be too upset unless people just really feel away about I don't know. Unless people really feel away about Dirty Diana or Billie Jean or Man in the Mirror, maybe. Or any other Mike song. But I think these 10 pretty much personify everything for sure. It captures everything. Yeah.
You know, we listen to Mike's music, we watch the videos, but now that we've been having this conversation, I'm kind of listening to some of his lyrics. And he is, dare I say, a little toxic dude.
Toxic King.
Yeah. He kind of, I'm into it. But this, he got some ways about him.
Couple got some ways about him. Now you look, yeah. He from around. He said he gonna leave here with something. That's what he said.
And it's not Chad. Okay.
And on that note, this has been another episode of the Just Checking In podcast where we checked in on the king of pop, rest in peace to him, and we gave y'all what we think are his top 10 songs. Please let us know if y'all agree. Can't leave without doing our segment. So, Sky High Keith Lee says the vibes were great. We got to relive a lot of Michael Jackson songs. Me and Donald were doing the choreography in our head. And all that being said, you can never go wrong with the King of Pop. So, get this episode 10 out of 10.
And the crowd goes wild.
And until the next episode, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.